12 interesting psychological facts about human behavior. Your brain wanders about 30% of the time on average. Your brain recreates your memories on the fly every time you remember them. Most people tend to think of memories as a movie clip that your brain records and plays back exactly how it happened, but research shows that your brain actually recreates your memories each time you recall them. Another way of phrasing it is to say that instead of remembering the event, you're actually remembering the last time that you remembered the event. That means that memories can actually change over time after more and more new information is introduced. People tend to make worse decisions in a large group and better decisions when just a few people are involved. There is no such thing as multitasking. Research shows that our mind can only do one task at a time. It is not possible to split our attention and do two things at once. And what people normally think of as multitasking is actually just switching back and forth between tasks, which is much less efficient than just doing one thing until completion, then moving on to the next thing. Now there is one exception. The only time you can actually multitask is when you are doing a physical task that you have done many times before. Because you've done it so many times before, your brain can do this physical task on autopilot, which frees your mind up to do an additional mental task while you're doing the physical task. For example, you can sweep the floor and think about what you're going to make for dinner at the same time. This is the only example of actual multitasking, and even this is not real multitasking because you often are focusing more on one thing or the other, so either the physical task will suffer and you won't do as good of a job sweeping the floor, or you will lose your train of thought about what's for dinner. One study found that there are 4 main personality types: optimistic, pessimistic, trusting, and envious, with envious being the most common. Another theory called the 4 temperament theory says the 4 main personality types are optimistic, irritable, sad, and non-emotional. Each personality type can experience other personality types. For example, an optimist can sometimes be pessimistic, but they generally find it easiest and most normal to be optimistic. A third way of looking at personality types is Type A, Type B, Type C, and Type D. Type A is called the director. These people are goal-oriented, they enjoy taking risks, and they work well under stress. Type B is known as the socializer. Type Bs are outgoing, focused on building relationships, and enthusiastic. Type C is known as the thinker. Cs are logical, focused on details, and they come prepared. Type D is known as the supporter. This personality type is more cautious, helps stabilize the group, and focuses more on tasks. And then there's actually Type X. Type X has an equal amount of 2 or more personality types combined. Congratulations, you have made it through 7 psychology facts. You're doing great. Now I've got 5 more, and these are all going to be rapid fire. Can you make it to the end? Want to increase productivity? One study shows that working in a room with blue-colored walls makes you more productive. 18 to 33-year-olds have the most stress out of any age group. After age 33, stress usually goes down. You can remember only 3 to 4 things at once and for about 20 seconds. After 20 seconds, you will start to forget them unless you repeat them over and over in your mind. If you have to remember more than 3 or 4 things, it's helpful to break them up into smaller chunks of 3 or 4 items and repeat them over and over. Research also shows that a person can only decide between 3 or 4 options at once. Feeling anxious or depressed? Singing can actually lower anxiety and reduce depression. Having a backup plan makes the first plan less likely to succeed. So if you want to succeed, give yourself only one option. There is no plan B. Note that while this may be statistically accurate, I don't advise you to make irrational decisions that could harm you or your family in the long run. Click here to watch this video for more great psychology facts, and I'll see you in the next video.